So how much would 10,000 police officers cost?
Well, if we recruit the 10,000 police men and women over a 4-year period, we believe it'll be about £300,000.
£300,000 for
Sorry,
10,000 police officers? What are you paying them?
No, I mean, sorry.
How much will they cost?
It will cost about...
One eternity later.
About £80 million.
About £80 million?
Yeah.
Right. How do you get to that figure? 80 million divided by 10,000 equals 8,000. So, what are these police officers going to be paid?
It's a large figure that Labour has put on that extra 2,000. How much is that, and where would that money come from?
Well, what we've said is we would find the money to recruit the 10,000 police people by we would find the money because we'd look at capital gains tax. The Tories have cut capital gains tax and we want to restore it. And that would give us, I think, 170... We would find the money by restoring levels of capital gains tax.
And that's an extra...
What, 170,000, was it 170,000? I think that's the figure.
Let me ask you about these attacks, because I revisited, as I'm sure you have recently, the Lord Harris inquiry, the recommendations that he made to Sadiq Khan about preparedness in London for a terror attack. Do you think some of the things he said in there were prescient and should be acted on? They haven't been acted on yet.
I think we do need to revisit that report because... and we do
Which part of it?
Well, I just think it's about preparedness and resilience.
But he made some very specific recommendations that haven't been acted on. Do you know what they are?
Well, I know, I mean, he was talking about preparedness and resilience, and I do think that we need to act not necessarily on every specific recommendation.
But you remember the report came out only in October 2016. The mayor, the newly elected mayor, commissioned it. It came out in October 2016, and Lord Toby Harris had some bullet points. You know, that's what I've read through. I mean, what did you make of those? The specifics.
The specifics. The specifics of it was that they need the report. A friend, I know him well. The specifics of it was that it was a report. That was a report with bullet points. There was definitely bullet points on it. I'm sure, yes, I read it.
I thought, because I know Toby Harris, he's a very
long-standing
London
very thorough-blown
politician.
inquiry, I must say, and review.
I thought it was an important review, and I think we should act on it, but obviously working with stakeholders...
But what should we act on? I mean, you know, what do you think of the recommendations about the various police forces in London?
You mean the idea that they should work more closely together?
Well, he suggested they should amalgamate.
Well, I think that's an interesting idea, but I think you'd find resistance in some parts of London to the amalgamation of police force.
Have you actually read the report?
I have.
OK, what about when you talk about, what about the physical resilience? Again, I'm referring to this because it seemed prescient.
So physical, you can touch. It's right that the report had the word physical in it, and that it was a report that someone wrote. It's very important that we read it. Yes. That's what I think.
Yes, I mean, I think physical resilience is important. I think that...
But there was a specific aspect of physical resilience.
One eternity later.
Well, I think that physical resilience is important.
Yes, well, I mean, but the specific...
And I should repeat that again back to you. Whatever you said, I will repeat it back to you. And then hopefully you'll tell me what the report says so I can repeat some more of those words back to you again and just agree or not agree depending on what my brain sends to me at the time, which will be almost nothing. Abbott.
Specific aspect was he talked about putting up more barriers in the light of the Nice attacks. He mentioned that in October 2016.
Yes, we're now putting up barriers on bridges, and you'd think we might have done that before, particularly after what happens on Westminster Bridge.
And I can tell you that a bridge was probably in that report, a bridge about things. That sounds quite smart now. A bridge, yeah.
Do you know the number of net losses so far for Labour?
At the time of us doing this interview, I think the net losses are about 50.
At the time of this interview, I thought my brain cells had actually dropped to about 50 IQ, but I couldn't quite understand the question, so I'm going to talk like this, and hopefully I'll come up with the right... If you could just ask me a different question would be entirely helpful, since I know absolutely nothing. Yeah.
There are actually 125 net losses so far.
Well, the last time I looked, we had net losses of 100, but obviously this is a moving picture.